thank you, everyone. I know the last 3 days have been crazy. It's been inspired work from everyone.
Derek's, he's a weird, strange, beautiful, very intuitive but curious human and creator.
Sometimes I know with our style, we're shooting the rehearsals. I've been talking with the editor. Sometimes those rehearsals are where the gold is.
I love how Derek really wants to capture the essence, the mistakes, all the things that make people real human beings, and he wants the real life stuff, the little nuances that you don't always see.
You know, there's gonna be some of the scenes we use, even if they're chaotic, but then we'll always reset and do it. So I thank you all for flowing with us as we figure out the language of the movie as well, and just, I appreciate you all being here. Okay, so let's go through the scene now.
I love Derek's rapport with actors, his focus on performance, and he drives me totally nuts.
I spent 12 years trying to make my movie Blue Valentine, and in that 12 years' time, I started to direct documentaries. And when I started making documentaries, I started to realize that it was an interesting lack of control that I was having as a filmmaker. And I fell in love with that chaos. And so when I started to make narrative features again, I started to really try to blend documentary characters into these fictional worlds.
Got some high boots down there. Stilettos at brunch. All right, girl.
Derek has a way of creating an environment for actors to play in that allows them to give the most honest and authentic performances.
He wants actors to come to set and to be given a safe space that they can come and work in that's as fully functioning as humanly possible.
There's a lot of distractions that can happen on a set, and then it becomes not about the work, or I think that he just wants to capture the nuances and the most real performances. And I think the less stuff around, the more you get that out of people.
He just doesn't like gear around. He wants it all to feel like a documentary, which is occasionally challenging. But it's really about performance and about getting rid of the apparatus of filmmaking. You know, he's a very demanding director, so it's always a challenge, but we push each other, I think, to do our best work.
I think he just comes from a school of filmmaking that wants it to feel alive as much as possible.
One of the cool things about this movie is that, I went and shot it down in North Carolina. I shot it actually in the church where Jeff used to go to church.
Everywhere that we shot was as close to the actual real place that the real events happened in as absolute possible.
Coming to Charlotte was really important. It was not the easiest logistically or financially to make this movie, but Derek knew he wanted to do his best to use not only real people, real locations, and just really experience the movie the way that Jeff experienced it.
Derek's movies are all about soul, and I think the soul of the movie was here, and as good producers, we followed him and made it possible.
Mr. Manchester, you're hereby sentenced to 180 months for each of the 3 victims, for a total of 540 months or 45 years in the North Carolina Department of Corrections.
I think there's something about discovery and something about chasing ghosts that I can't quite explain the reason why, but it felt like this was the community where it happened. These were the people who it happened to. This was the world that Jeff was in, and I felt like I needed to go revisit the ghosts of that place and that time. Walking into the church where Jeff was, after I'd spent 4 years learning about Jeff's story, it was revelatory to me. And I could imagine how that place would embrace this stranger off the street.
Now, you can't sneak out of here without saying hello to the pastor and his wife. It's against the rules.
No, I would never.
I'm Eileen.
John. Zorn, John Zorn.
Yeah.
And so many beautiful, people started to appear, that I You know, if I hadn't been in North Carolina, I would never have met them. Pastor Ron Smith is actually in the film. Catherine Scheimreif, who arrested Jeff, is in the movie.
In Chasing the Ghost, he tries to put these traces of reality inside of the movie and doesn't try to like point them out. He's not trying to be like, hey, look how clever I am. It's just more for him and honoring the story and honoring the people that actually like experience this.
I think it brings an authenticity of place and an authenticity of experience. And I think even though those people aren't necessarily playing the roles that they played in the real life experiences, they bring something to this that is sort of a truth that is unique and something that you can't get out of actors.
How about 10 apiece, 300?
Yeah, I'll go 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charles Cummings, who was the prison truck driver who, unbeknownst to him, he drove Jeff out of Brown Creek Prison when he escaped. And so if I hadn't gone down to North Carolina, I wouldn't have met Charles Cummings. He said, who are you going to get to play me? And I said, who do you think I should get to play you? And he said, me. And I was like, okay, you got the job.
I'm tickled to death about this. They're real nice to me, and they got me a motel room, and I enjoy it.
All right, here we go. Traffic is locked. Let's roll sound. And Charles.
What I'm doing with my movies is I'm taking these professionals and letting them exist and represent themselves in the movie, and then having them show me what it is. I had the scene where the police questioned Lee, and what I did was I cast the real police officers that interviewed the real Lee 20 years ago. And I let them just do the real interview again. I'm not gonna give them any lines, and here's gonna be Kirsten Dunst playing Lee.
Derek loves that. And I think that it just gives an extra little layer in all of it that makes it feel like we're really there and just makes it feel more meaningful.
You see his eyes?
I do a lot with my actors where I put them in situations and let them kind of like improvise the situation.
He's unlike anybody I've ever worked with, Derek. We did some experiments, this Kirsten and I. We did like a whole sort of improvisation about the day I hired her, and it was really fun. And also I didn't meet Channing until later. Channing, he kept hidden. We never knew where he was in the Toys R Us, just like Mitch wouldn't know. And I love that way of working. I've always been a fan of that sort of. It's playful too. It's sort of why not.
I feel like they should know their character, they should know their backstory, they should know their desires, they should know what they want, what they don't want, and they should be able to go into a scene and survive it, navigate it like you do in regular life.
I know the last few months haven't been easy, but I think I have it figured out now. I just gotta use my superpower and put my brain on what I want.
Your superpower?
Yes. We did so much. I can't even describe it to you. Like, I played the part as Jeff in my mind. I played the part as, like, Chan. I played the part as Buster Keaton. Literally, like, he'd be like, all right, I want you to do this whole entire, like, next one, like Buster Keaton. And I'm like, what do you mean? Okay, great. I'm gonna do Buster Keaton now. And he's like, that was awesome. What about Jerry Lewis?
Like, we did a take. Derek was like, just keep your mouth open the whole time. And I said, what, like Fozzie Bear? And he went, yeah, give me a Fozzie Bear take. So I did a take as Fozzie Bear. And that is the kind of thing that you don't get to do that ever.
I don't know what moments of what takes have been used, or if all of those were just to try to, like, knock me sideways.
Derek likes to mess with people a little bit in that way. Like, he'll mess with things so that things feel authentic and not cool and slick and how real life would be.
He wanted to fuck me up, like, in the takes. He would just leave traps everywhere. So if I was at the McDonald's and I was supposed to, like, make coffee for cops that I'm robbing the place, he would, like, stick the cups, like, together so I couldn't get them apart. And then he would put the straws farther away, or like the holder, he'd put them literally across the room, like across the room, and I'd be like, they were just here, shit.
He made me give Lily, who plays one of my daughters, full driving lesson thinking that she really didn't know how to drive. I knew she lived in New York, but I didn't know she was from California and knew how to drive already. So we did an improv of me teaching her how to drive, and I was like, this girl doesn't know how to drive.
I've just freaked her out for probably 30 minutes.
No.
Kirsten and I, like 30 minutes into meeting, got to kind of just yell at each other and be annoyed with each other. It was great.
I like that Derek facilitated things like that because it does matter and it does seep in to the performances.
You love it, but also because you know it's good. It's like a workout. Like, you know, you're like, I know this is good for me. I know this is gonna yield good things, but can you just not do this right now, please? Like, I just want to just like do the scene. Can you not just try to F me up right now?
This asshole is giving me a lot of qualms and issues and booby traps everywhere.
Stumbling blocks.
Yeah. That should be the name of your production company. Stumbling Blocks.
He tries to make it as new and as like fresh.
Yes, nice job.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. Joblo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.